I've been riding on a daydream.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out the channel, and it is day 4 of our little tripping extravaganza. This is the third. It's kind of cold. It's 58 degrees out. It's going to be 75 and partly sunny today, and I'll tell you, these people that are tent camping there holding their own with the temperatures here, because it hasn't been warm in the evening, that's for sure. Everybody has a fire going late, and a fire started early until the day warms up. Heidi gets off work early today, so she'll show up and we'll try to do some sort of an update out here. I hope. Maybe inside. I don't know yet. It depends on how noisy it is around us, but it's definitely time we talk about some things. Oh, there's Heidi knocking again. Have to see what she's got to say. So I'm back at home, and I dropped my daughter off at work. Now at this point I get to go back to the campgrounds and hang out. Like I said, Heidi's going to be off shortly, so we'll see her on the video hopefully whenever I join you guys. And I got my old tires posted on Craigslist. They were good tires, except that one was going low. I found out why. There was a staple that went through a low spot in the tread. You know how there's valleys off the lugs. So it can be repaired real easy. Matter of fact, I could do it. I don't really like plugs since the tire's off. Somebody could patch on the inside. Whoever's getting them, you know, they'll have good tires, just they're the wrong size for my truck. And they're a little bit too aggressive for my truck also. I've got a problem that just showed up, and I don't know what this is at all.
You see that oil pressure gauge just bouncing around there, and I checked my connections outside and they're good, and I don't necessarily think it's the connection inside, so it could be the sending unit. I hope I don't have to replace that sending unit. Like I said, it's on the back of the engine, but I know my oil pressure is good because this gauge down here, that's why I left it connected, so I can see that it hasn't changed. But yeah, it's kind of weird. It's a resistant thing. See, if I give it a little gas, the resistance changes inside of that sender and it goes right up. Even though it's not steady, it likes to flicker. Makes me think that it's the pressure sender out there. We'll have to see. I hope that I don't have to replace it, but I might. Like I said 1,000 times before, it's always something. When I pick this up next, hopefully Heidi will be with us. Welcome to the noisy camper. Cooking some dogs, and I've got the vent on back there because I'm hungry. Heidi just got here. Watching the Indians game. Looks like that they're not doing so well right now, but they're doing pretty good overall. See, there's Heidi. She finally made it here. Ask her where she's been. Look how dirty my truck looks already. My tires, you can't even tell they're new. They just look muddy. It's just from dust. Today's a nice warm day, and I actually can wear shorts. You're wearing light clothes. She's not wearing shorts, but she's wearing thin clothes. It's the only thing I don't care about the vent is how noisy it is behind us. You can see it up there, blowing all the steam out. But today turned out to be a good day. What's the temperature supposed to be?
81.
81. There's a lot of clouds, but I'll take a cloudy day camping over a sunny day at home. Heidi and I, a little bit later, we're going to set up a camera. I don't know if we can do it out here. We might be able to. Yeah, why not? It's better lighting out here. And we'll get mic'd up and we'll see what's on our minds about our current situation and if anything's changed. Stay tuned for that. Happy 4th of July. This is July 3rd right now as we're recording this. And by the time you see this, it'll definitely be 4th of July. So everybody enjoy and hope you have a safe holiday. Fireworks galore. Probably drinking's involved too. We didn't drink at all this year though. I think we have some beer or something in there, but I'm not much of a beer drinker. So this is going to be part of our update.
and just to touch on a couple of things that come to the top of our heads. The first thing is what I've always mentioned myself, is the tow vehicle. It's coming along. It's getting better every day that I make a little bit more and more improvements to it. Those new tires helped out a ton. Shocks, I need to look at the brakes, some stabilizer end links, and that should be pretty much it. I'll have to do an oil change because the mileage is getting real close, but we'll be ready to go here, ready to roll. So, how was our stay here? What do you think?
It was pretty good.
For you?
For me? For me, it's because I was working and transporting kids to their jobs, and I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's just left zero time for relaxing.
Yeah,
I mean, beside me working and then running them, it wouldn't have been so bad if it was just myself working, but having to transport, well, actually, we only transported one.
Yeah,
Bud was just the first day.
We were really lucky. Our son was off for this whole time, and because he would have been rough, because his
1
schedule.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, he goes to work at 5 and gets off at 1, or he goes to work at midnight and gets off at 7. That would have been rough. So for her, not so good. Today is really the only day she got to relax on any level. But for my stay, it was okay. I was still real busy. I mean, even today, after all this, we had a call. I had to go meet a guy that drove from Barberton. It's about 35 miles to the house to sell a bicycle I had on Craigslist. I talked to him last week, and I told him that, you know, even though we're camping, we're not that far. So that happened. And I've had to field some calls. And, of course, the editing on the video is not such a big deal. Oh, we got little gnats starting to show up. But it was kind of busy for me, too. It's just, this wasn't really, I guess, a vacation, though. It was just kind of like camping and
Just getting out.
Just getting out. We did get out. I'd have to say that. We got out. So, I mean, that's okay. So it is out of the normal routine, but it's not what we're used to. I mean, usually we're in a vacation situation, and it's a little bit nicer. So how was the campgrounds? What do you think?
The campgrounds, for the most part, are pretty decent. There's a few things that they can improve on, but doesn't really affect us much. I don't know how many sites are here. There's quite a few.
You mentioned
actually.
that field out there?
There's a field out there. I mean, it's where I want to stay next time if we come back.
Out in the middle.
Way up on the hill. I think that would be cool,
There's
overlooking everything.
No trees. There's nothing out there. I think that's water and electric out there. I wonder what their pressure is like, though, out there, the water pressure. I mean, it's taller than this.
I mean, it's not a bad park.
Yeah, I think I would say...
They do need some improvements. They need to asphalt their main drive-through here. It's real dusty and dirty. What I heard, their bathrooms are not very good.
Yeah, this bathroom's not that good. I don't know what the other bathrooms are like. This it's old. It's clean, but it's just old.
Looks like from the 60s.
Yeah, it's pretty old, and it's just a building with toilets in it. Now, the main drive that goes through here, I mean, if they could just like chip and seal that or blacktop it even, that would save a lot, because there are so many golf carts, and even the people without golf carts, they're getting around in their vehicles. If it was blacktop, they might ride their bikes more. I mean, even to walk it, those rocks, they'll twist your ankles. They're big rocks that are out there. Or if they could have a water truck come through and spray water down, that would be kind of nice. But there's a lot of dust, and I'll even show here a couple of photos of our vehicles. And my truck was just washed yesterday, and I took that photo today. I can't believe it. How is our living situation going at home? Well, the house is crowded.
It's full.
Yeah, it's full. So Heidi was starting to learn how to cook minimally for the three of us, and not always the three of us, just usually the two of us, or even buying for that matter. But now we're back up to 4. So we've got more laundry, we have more dishes, there's a lot more traveling involved. I'm definitely driving the wheels off my truck, getting them back and forth to work. So a driver's license for both of them will stop that issue. But both of them are at home. My son's working hours, getting money saved up. Like I said, he's got money for a car. My daughter, she's just kind of recuperating from her situation. She's building up her funds. I mean, everything was in her apartment, deposits and all that stuff. So now that she's back, she's just realizing that she doesn't have any utilities or anything to pay. And she's moved back in for that reason, so she can save up money and get back in a good situation again, so she can get back out. Because I'm sure both kids want to leave. Right. I mean, and we don't push them. And I mean, honestly, we need to give them more chores because of them all being in the house. It's gotten a little bit messier in the house. I mean, with all that extra laundry and all the extra dishes and all the extra cooking and the food and putting away groceries and using more salt with the softener because people taking more showers, of course, more loads of laundry. I mean, all that stuff, comes into where we've got to pick up the workload. So we should be a little bit more harsh on them, but we know that they want to leave and they don't want to be in the situation that they are at right now, but they're both working towards that, and they are not doing anything wrong. They're both good kids. They don't get in trouble or anything. I'm really happy about that. So the living situation at home kind of leads into the next thing, and that is us going full-time. Our goal is 5 to 8 years. We're definitely on the 8-year side of that instead of closer to the 5-year. Heidi probably don't have much of a problem with that because in 8 years she'll be 54, I'll be 58, and she'll be pretty much set for retirement. How many years will you have in by then?
28.
28. So yeah, in 8 more years she'll have 28 years in. Wow, that's crazy. And me being 58, I'm just a few years shy of starting to collect Social Security. Plus, I have a retirement that I could actually start collecting on. Like I said, it's not very much. I think it's $300 a month, but I could collect on it then if I wanted to. Oh, I just can't imagine that. I don't feel like I should be collecting Social Security. And you know what? I
can't wait to collect it.
She may not want to wait to collect it, but my thing is in 8 years' time, if I feel the way I do from the last 8 years, I can imagine me being ready for retirement because I don't know what happened, but it just seems like that from 41-ish to 49 that I'm currently at, I don't know, I've slowed down quite a bit. Everything. I've put on more weight, and man, my knees are feeling it, and I have a harder time getting stuff done. So, another 8 years on top, whew, Heidi might be pushing me around in a wheelchair. No, I'm not in that bad a shape. I could, if I had to, if she was being mugged, and I had to run, I could run. Now, as far as stopping, I would have to use the mugger. He would be my stopping point.
It's funny.
Yeah, I can run. I can still run. I think. I haven't tried to run in years. Can't even remember the last time I tried to run. Maybe I'll try to do that one day. We'll put it on camera. That'd be funny. Me trying to run.
We'll probably have heart attacks.
Yeah, could have a heart attack.
I'm not doing
but
it.
Again, a camera, that'd be good audio. That'd be good. That'd be good video. All right, enough of the joking around. Nobody's running.
Especially us.
The only running we do is around in our cars. My work transition into mobile income is going pretty good. Heidi's falling asleep here.
Sorry.
I'm slowly getting away from the work that I'm doing at the house. I've had a few people that trickled in this year that didn't realize it and brought in their equipment. That's changed to the point where I hardly have anybody coming in. I turned down a lot of work this year, and that was by choice because, quite honestly, if I didn't do the videos and the Amazon associates the way that I was doing, I wouldn't have been bringing in the income that I'm trying to get as a more stable income. And all that work that I turned down, that would have stopped me from slowing. I mean, it slows you down considerably. I mean, you're changing gears. It's really hard to describe, but coming from a hands-on type job or hands-on type career that I've had all my life for the most part, it's kind of tough going to stuff that's on the computer. You got to find that you still have to take breaks and stretch out. When I worked at a desk all those years, I had to do that too. So that's not a big difference, but sitting down and staying focused at a computer versus, just going out and picking up equipment and putting it on a lift table and working with it and knowing that you're done when it's finished. Moving a little faster, moving a little slower, taking your time, that kind of thing. The mobile income's definitely different, and I'm moving towards that direction. So that's a plus. It's still not where I want to be, but it's growing. Not growing at a consistent pace, but it is growing. So that's a plus. Of course, Heidi, whenever we go full-time, we're still not real sure. Possibly her working part-time. But then again, we're so close to retirement at that point. We'll have to see. Maybe we won't even really think about it so much and just go out and work whatever job comes our way for 3 years, 4 years, and then start collecting Social Security. We'll have to see. I think I'd like to try work camping, but we've talked about this in the past. We definitely have to have a place that we liked. We would have to go and stay for a while and realize, boy, we really like this place. I like where I'm at. And then decide at that point, hopefully they have some sort of work camp situation or maybe a job locally that works out. But we really want to cut the traveling down because we just discussed that today. I don't want to be driving the wheels off my truck for both of us to get back and forth to work. I mean, it's not made for that. It's made to tow this thing. So we would try to find bicycles. I don't know. We'll have to see. That's a problem that we would like to experience. It's not a bad problem.
All right.
Our ruling for this update on our house is that we feel like we're flip-flopping and that we're Ross Perot. And remember his election run years ago? He was running, then he wasn't. Then he was running, then he's not. Well, we feel that way about the house. We were selling, then we weren't. Then we were full-timing, and then we were snowbirding, and then we were rental. Well, right now as it stands, we think the best course of action as far as the house goes is for us to snowbird for the first couple of years that we go full-time, that we're freed up. And if we work on our house when we're back in Ohio during the summer, we can set it up to where it could be in rental condition to the point where we would feel confident that somebody could get in there and rent it and we wouldn't have an issue. Right now we have a basement water issue that we're always on top of. It wouldn't be that hard to address. Then we would just have to look at other things that would make it to where the house would be more bulletproof for renters. I remember when we were renters, I mean, we tried to take care of the houses, but there was stuff that we did that, we didn't think about it. We think that house as a rental property, though, could be good passive income as long as the house stays in pretty good shape. And it's not a bad, I think it's pretty sturdy. It's pretty decent.
Do some updating.
Yeah. The water, we have iron in our water. That's kind of rough. But other than that, yeah, there is some updating that needs to be done and some cleaning and
Painting.
Painting. We just kind of let it go because we know which direction we're going, and we thought, well, we're just going to sell this place. And again, there's always that possibility in the back of our minds that somebody will come through and buy all that property that's for sale all around us and including us. So maybe whenever they find out it's a rental property and it's passive income, maybe that will generate a better offer if that happens. We'll have to see. So to recap on that, we are looking at snowbirding when we start going full-time, at least for the first couple of years, and we're looking at right now using the house as passive income by using it as a rental. That's this story, this month, this year, at this time. Okay, so in the more near future, and I'm talking this year, this summer sometime, we'd like to do a long trip. We thought we weren't going to do a long trip after we thought we were going to do a long trip. There's a few things we have to work out, and we don't know where we're going to go, but one of the reasons is, quite honestly, when I sat in that truck and drove it with those new tires on it, it's like, wow. And the fact that I got really good gas mileage driving to Leary the other day. I was like, oh, this is nice. This could be really nice. I mean, it
Or gas mileage might go down.
with the new tires?
Yeah.
New. The new tires are less rolling resistant,
Oh.
and they're taller. So for the same engine RPM, the tire is going to travel a greater distance. That's why my speedometer was off. So that is kind of a plus. I would just like to get out and tow this thing a distance. You know, I'd like to actually put it through its paces, but our biggest obstacle is having a backup. Oh my word, the transmission fell out of the truck plan. Or, oh my word, I think I just blew a head gasket. I want to make sure that we have enough money that we could drop it off at a shop and have somebody throw in a transmission from a junkyard and throw the old transmission in the back of the truck just so we can get home, and then I can take care of it there. I'm thinking that if we have $1,000 on hand, that should be okay. I can't imagine a garage would charge us more than that. Quite honestly, if they did try to charge us more than that,
We could find somebody to...
or I would do it. I'd
Right.
buy the transmission. Heidi could take some money and fly home for her work schedule, and I would find somebody to get some tools and do the work, you know, laying on my back. I've done it in the past. I could do it again. All I need is just the jack, and that's it. You know, the tools that are necessary, which I could do it with wrenches even if I had to. I've done that in the past whenever I didn't have any money and any tools. I got by with what I had or what my dad had in his toolbox. So that's something to consider on our end as far as getting to that point. But yeah, a big trip. We don't know where. It will be down south. We know we'll head down south. Which direction, and is that southern trek going to take us also westwardly? I don't know. But we'll make that announcement whenever it comes so you guys know. Because, of course, we're going to bring you along. Speaking of which, over 1,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome. We appreciate every single one of you that watch and subscribe. Hopefully we can give you content that you want to continue to watch. This channel grew faster than any of my other two channels. My very first channel that I started out, I have about 5,600 subscribers to that channel. But for me to get to my 1,000 mark, it took quite a long time. And then after that, it happened kind of fast to get to the 5,600. I mean, it really cascaded quickly. But for us to get it to the 1,000 mark, I mean, there's a lot of channels out there. It's already past that. It does pick up kind of fast as long as our content's good for you. Let us know what you want to see. If you're watching this video now and saying, man, he talks way too much, I'll try to cut it back. I've already tried to do that in the past, but there's a lot of messages I'd like to get out there that I have a hard time cutting off. I know we need her on the camera more, but her work schedule doesn't allow it. Plus, she doesn't want to talk half the time on the camera. I could never hand her all this and tell her, take over and I'll just jump in every once in a while. But we're thinking about handing her a camera and just seeing what she films and see if I can edit that in to what we're doing. We'll see. But the message here is thanks, subscribers. We really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And we love seeing comments. We try to stay up with them as much as possible. Sometimes we're a little short and quick with the answers, but we try to answer everything personally as much as possible with a personal message. I think that's it. Anything else? See what I mean? I can't get her to talk any more than that. She's definitely not a color commentator.
No.
All right, guys. So that's it. We're going to close this out. I got to get this up on the computer. I got to edit it down. And hopefully you guys are seeing this on July 4th. That means I got it done tonight. And as always, hope to see you out there. Bye.
Bye.